my name's Cordy and I'm an endangered wasp, obviously. Welcome back to my channel. Today is my kind of weekly episode of things that I've found that I'm spectacularly wrong about. The reason I'm making these kind of videos is I think it's kind of important if you're gonna put yourself out there as someone who's talking about stuff, then maybe when you're wrong about stuff it makes sense to tell people that you were wrong about a thing. Particularly when there's people that drop into my YouTube comments and leave comments and they clearly know more about a subject than me. I want to, air that and then make it right, if that makes sense. Earlier in the week I did a pitch comparison of Kemper, Ampero, Headrush Gigboard and the Helix, comparing the pitch shifting capabilities of them all. In that video I concluded that probably the Kemper transpose was the best performing pitch shift of the lot, and the Headrush and the Helix I thought were roughly similar. And if you're looking for that polyphonic kind of thing, that neither of them really do it. I'm also still waiting to hear what people are actually wanting to use the transpose stuff for. I had Tim comment and say that if he was playing some Van Halen stuff he'd use the transpose function then. I guess there might be the case that if you had a song where you had to drop down a tone and you didn't want to take another guitar, that might be another way that you might use it. And it would be important that it was a polyphonic pitch shift in that case, obviously. But if you've got ways that you'd want to use that stuff, I'd be interested to hear them. So anyway, on that video, Jesus commented, I'm presuming that's how that name is pronounced, saying that the effect to use if you're trying to do polyphonic pitch shifting on the Headrush Gigboard is in fact the chord wham. Now I was running an older firmware update at the time, and now I've updated the Headrush Gigboard. That was a completely painless process, which is good. I didn't have any problems with it. I've now got the chord wham on my Headrush Gigboard, and I was really pleasantly surprised, as it seems to me to do a comparable job to the Kemper. So here I've got it set to 2 steps down. So anything that I'm playing in A minor will affect VB minor. So I'm going to mute the microphone for this part of the video so that you just hear the drop stuff. So you could also go further if you wanted to, so I'm going to put it down to a -1/4 now. So it's a bit strange at the moment because the guitar is very acoustically loud in my room at the moment, and the Gigboard is coming out very quietly so as not to create kind of feedback through the mic and stuff. But to me that compared really favourably with the Kemper. I don't know if there's as much flexibility in terms of switching like semitones or tones. I think from what I can see you can have an octave up, 2 octaves up, a 5th up, a 4th up, a 2nd down, a 4th down, a 5th down, 1 octave down or 2 octaves down. So I don't know if there's also increments within that. Hopefully someone can jump in the comments and tell me, or I could read the manual, couldn't I? But yeah, that to me, there's a little bit of latency and stuff, same as the Kemper. But in terms of getting that sound across and getting clean sounding chords that are pitched, which I don't think is an easy thing because seems that a lot of companies have struggled with this kind of thing. The chord wham on the Headrush Gigboard does a very good job. So I just wanted to make a video quickly and say that. I'm also going to drop in a video here of me playing with that in like a loop setting. And the other cool thing is I think that now the looper I can save any loops that I create. If there happen to be a loop that I created that I like the sound of, I can, I think, save them to the device. So I'll check that out. But yeah, that's one thing that I was wrong about this week. That was my experimentation I did with the Headrush chord wham, which I found on the new firmware update. Thanks to Jesus for pointing that out. And as I say, I'm obviously completely wrong. The pitch shifting, I think, if that's something that you need for what you do, the Headrush Gigboard does a really, really good job of that. So the looper and the pitch shifting on the Headrush Gigboard are as good as anything I've seen in any other unit so far. Two other things that came with the new firmware update, the Anxiety OD, which I think is based on like a full tone OCD drive pedal. So that's good to see another drive pedal added to the Headrush Gigboard because it's sort of limited in that area. And then also the PV5150 model, which is a personal favourite of a friend of mine, Chris Elphick, who recently uploaded an interesting video of him playing the national anthem on Thursday night at 8 PM. But that's worth watching if you haven't seen that. You can Google that. So I've just put together a little patch of a PV5150 on one side, a Mesa Boogie Mark II C, I think, on the other side. And in front of that I'm running the Anxiety OD and a Tube Screamer, just to shape that tone a little bit more for the way that I like it. So I've dropped this in my Headrush patches folder if you're interested in that sort of thing, to try it out. And I've just played it over a backing track of mine, which you can find on Patreon if you wanted to. But so this is just a little bit of a quick video I made of that, just kind of playing that I thought inspired me to do. So I'll just sign off here and say thank you for watching. Hopefully it's been slightly interesting. And I think it's important to try and keep check on yourself and things you've said that might be completely wrong. And if you want to like and subscribe, that'd be cool. And I'll see you soon for another video.